Welcome to Users Directed, the manual for a modern world. I'm Simon Morton. In this new series, we'll head out and about and test products and theories here in the studio. It's all about the stuff we buy, use and consume every day. In this episode of Use as Directed, we're looking at innovations, everything from sport to the stuff we eat. We're off to a sensory lab to find out how new foods are tested, plus state-of-the-art sports technology taking on the world, and suburban life on the super cheap, saving money made simple in the cheap life. Now, here on Users Directed, we aim to answer the really tough questions like, why is it so hard to put together flat pack furniture? And to see how hard it is, we've got two teams to have a go at building a cupboard shelf combo sort of thingy. And in the blue corner, we've got Felicia and Roland. Welcome to Users Directed. Have you guys done a little bit of DIY?
A little bit. We've got IKEA. From Holland, so we've got IKEA.
OK, so and that's flat pack, is it? So you've had some experience.
A lot of flat packing.
So you're feeling confident?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, OK, here we go. And over here in the orange corner, we've got Rowena and David. Have you guys done a bit of DIY? Have you done houses up?
Done a fair amount, yeah.
Right.
Take my numbers too.
Do you have your own tools? I mean, have you got a workshop? I'm trying to work out how advanced you are here.
I've got a nice garage.
A nice garage?
Well, it's a messy garage now.
With power tools, though? Are you
with
a power
tools?
OK, all right. How are you feeling about flat pack, though? Is that something you've got experience with?
Yeah, but...
OK. Well, I've got to say, it sounds a bit even. So, look, I'm not going to stop you any further. I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And I'll be checking in with you to see how you get on. No pressure, guys. No pressures. OK. All over the country, there are companies developing weird and wonderful products that are achieving real success in the worldwide market. But we've never heard of them here in New Zealand. Oboe is one of these companies, and Dean Cornish went to Manawatu to meet them.
There's this company called Oboe that have cornered the market worldwide in helmets and protective gear for field hockey goalies. And they're doing it all from a state-of-the-art lab in Palmerston North. I'm paying them a visit to find out what they're all about.
Simon Barnett, the boss of Oboe.
Yep.
Now, you provide field hockey gear just for goalies. How did you end up getting so specific with your business?
We were importers of hockey gear and then saw an opportunity for the goalkeeper. They needed some new gear and better gear so that they could play their game better. And we, being Kiwis, I think, decided that we could do a better job with some English.
Pretty niche, isn't it?
That's, well, niche, is how we see things.
Right, explain that for me, niche.
There's only about 100,000 goalkeepers in the world, we think, so out of 6.5 billion people, we're only interested in 100,000.
So what sort of injuries are we dealing with here if you're not wearing the right protection? I mean, have we got broken jaws? Have we got busted eye sockets? What are we dealing with?
All of that, teeth. Chins, a lot of bruising, nasty bruising around the eyes, but you're also dealing with concussion. Now they don't get injured and people use their head instead of putting their hand up to stop a ball. Some people will deliberately use their
the old helmet in the way there. Right.
You may be thinking, what's the big deal? They make pads and helmets, so what? But what makes the guys at Oboe different is the way they test their helmets in their high-spec but homemade laboratory.
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you, Ruben. Ruben, you're the ballistics expert, are you?
Yes, fire things at heads.
It sounds like a pretty good job. How did you get into that?
Simon just asked me if I wanted to have a paid hobby.
So, Ruben, tell me what you've got here.
Got an air cannon run off the factory air. We built this so that we could fire hockey balls, cricket balls, softballs at a crash test dummy head that we've got in the cage there.
Wow. How fast can you get that thing?
I think the fastest I've ever fired is about 350k.
Wow.
Which, after that I had to slow it down so we could get some realistic ball speeds because the fastest most balls are in field sports is about 160k. So we're testing the helmets and face masks through these different speed ranges. In the cage here we've got Noddy.
Oh, Noddy.
Noddy's our crash test tummy head.
Noddy's nodding like he's taken a lot of hits there.
He's taken a few hits.
Not only can Ruben record and review the impact to Noddy's face on a high-speed camera, he also has sensors that show the effect of the impact from the inside of Noddy's head to check concussion. If you play cricket, you might want to look away right about now.
cricket face masks tend to perform very badly in general.
Before you ask, yes, that cricket helmet has passed the safety standards for England, Aussie and New Zealand. Those standards don't record or test the impact to the face, which seems fairly important when a ball hits you at 100 plus kilometres an hour. Let's have a look at firing a ball again under the same conditions at an oboe field hockey helmet and check the protection.
Wow, that's quick. How fast was that?
90k.
90 Ks. Right.
So that was slow compared to what a cricketer or a softball pitcher will be faced, or a hockey player.
I'd certainly prefer being a hockey goalie rather than a batsman in a cricket helmet.
These guys have come a long way from what they used to call the DTH, or Did That Hurt test. Well, we've got an air cannon and a crash test dummy, and I was just wondering whether they'd ever tried shooting anything else at Noddy.
What else have you had down the barrel there? What else have you been shooting? Any fruit?
No, I've never tried firing fruit.
Should we try firing some fruit?
Why not?
That'd be cool.
Well, that was messy. Apparently an apple shot at your head not only explodes, it also causes massive concussion, according to the sensors inside Noddy. But even worse, it takes a very, very long time to clean up.
Thanks, Dean Cornish and the team from Oboe. Hey, let's see. Oh, a bit of a noise going on here, but let's see how they're getting on with the flat pack test. And over here in the blue corner, we have Ronald and Felicia. And how's it going on? How are you getting on?
Pretty alright. Getting there, actually.
Our two teams are taking very different approaches. Roland and Felicia have a European IKEA background. They've painstakingly laid out all the parts and in a shock move are reading the plans carefully before even starting. What do you think of the plans? And I'm just going to have a look at these plans. They are quite interesting. The nice thing is there's no words on there really, is there?
No, so that's helpful.
Numbers. Okay, and you're feeling comfortable there? In fact, they're upside down.
Yeah, so far so good, eh?
Meanwhile, David, who's a confident DIYer, and his wife Rowena, well, they just got stuck in. I noticed he went in without looking at the plans, though, didn't he?
That's typical.
That's an approach that you've seen before with Dave?
Yes, many a time. He's normally right, though.
But where's number 3?
Theirs is the first to take shape, but will their gung-ho start pay off? I guess only time will tell. OK, guys, well, keep building, because after the break, we're off to a sensory lab. Have you ever wondered how they make new foods? Well, we'll find out how they get tested before they hit the shops. Hey, welcome back to Users Directed. I'm Simon Morton. And we're building stuff. We've got two happy couples, well, they were anyway, racing against the clock to see who's the fastest to build a flat pack cupboard shelf thingy. But first, have you ever wondered where all the new products and flavours come from when you go to your local supermarket? Well, every year thousands of them come onto the shelves and then most of them go again. And that's because they don't sell. Getting a new food product just right involves lots and lots of research and testing. And one place that does this testing is the Sensory Lab at Massey University's Albany campus. These uni students are testing new food products to get feedback on taste and texture. They're in a sensory lab at Massey University's Albany campus. On the other side of those sliding doors lie human guinea pigs. It's a surreal science fiction style environment, deliberately so. The tasters sit in cubicles. There's no contact with each other, no hint of what's about to come through the hatch next.
The whole point of sensory evaluation is it's supposed to be a scientific process, which means it's got to be objective. We would use a red light to try and remove any of this surface appearance of the product. In some cases, if we're comparing two products, it might be useful. It's got to try and eliminate any other stimuli. There shouldn't be a lot of noise. There should be absolutely odour-free as well. We might be asking them sort of specific questions about how salty the food is, how much of a floral characteristic is in there. And train panels we're not interested in if they like or dislike the foods. That's not a point. We're just asking them just purely to actually rank the to rate the characteristic which are in the food, these attributes.
The food technology students work on real projects commissioned by companies looking to develop new foods or improve existing ones. So, why use students?
I think companies like our students because they are very hardworking They're actually very innovative. And they don't come with the sort of baggage that I have with about 17 or 18 years in the food industry. They'll actually come there with a new idea or a new approach, and sometimes they solve really quite difficult problems.
Hayley Mostyn graduated last year. Her big project was developing a new milk-based healthy children's drink for Title1, a small dairy company in the Waikato.
It had to be a UHT product, which means it's shelf stable, so it doesn't have to be in the chiller. And it also had to be able to be produced on equipment that they already have, and it had to be applicable to the New Zealand and Australian markets. And then we moved into focus groups with the kids, which was so much fun. Well, we decided from the feedback we got from the kids that it was going to be a fruit-based product, and they liked apple and they liked banana. So we decided to do a mixture of that, and that works well for a smoothie type product as well. We made so many samples of different sweetness levels, different banana levels, different apple levels, and kind of narrowed it down to get a profile that they liked. The company were really happy with what we produced and the final product we made, and they were particularly interested in the process of lactose hydrolysis that we used, which they could take on board by making products sweeter without having to add in lots of sugar to them, which was really good.
The process uses the natural sugars in milk to make a product sweeter. Banapple Smash, as the final product was called, is still in development at Title1. So, what sort of job can you get after doing the food technology degree course?
I'm working at Tip Top currently, and it's amazing. The factory is just so awesome. It smells delicious. And I mean, there's ice cream, lollies, everything, just everywhere. It's amazing. And I actually went in there the other day and found a tap that you can turn on and liquid chocolate comes out of it. So it's like Willy Wonka.
Well, one man designing food for the future is food technologist Ray Winger. He works with the Sensory Lab crew at Massey University. And welcome to Users Directed, Ray.
Thank you, Simon.
So what is taste?
Taste is the sensation we feel on our tongues when we eat food products. They give us interaction with the taste buds, and the taste buds send nerves up to our brain, and we decide that that's sweet or sour or salt or bitter.
So it's a bit like a lock and key. Something hits the taste bud and boing, a light goes off in our brain and says salty, sugar, sweet or bitter.
That's the one, yeah.
Where are the taste buds? And I guess maybe this is a good point. We've got a few little tests that we're going to use today. And Genevieve, do you want to come down actually and stand right here, and Ray, come over, because we're going to identify where the taste buds are. I mean, they're obviously on the tongue, but whereabouts on the tongue are they?
Taste buds are all over the tongue. They're on parts of the tongue we call papillae. You can't see them, you need a microscope to see them, but you can actually see the papillae on tongues.
How are we going to see these? Come on.
Well, it's a good way to see them is to paint the tongue.
OK, well, Genevieve, are you ready there? You're going to have to poke your tongue out for us. I promise this won't hurt. Your tongue might be stained for a wee while, though.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Poke your tongue down a little bit down on your chin, just like this. That's great. Now keep it out, and I can see these very round little lumps, almost like little scales.
Yes. Those are the papillae, and the taste buds are in those papillae. Very, very small.
OK, hey, well, thanks, Genevieve. Now, I'll get you to just shift along a second there, because we're going to look at the different tastes, because we've got... Do we sense, is it 4 tastes? Sour, sweet, bitter... and salt?
And umami is considered a 5th one. Yes.
So there are 5 basic tastes. What is umami?
Umami is a roasty, meaty type flavour. You get this from things like tomato paste, or monosodium glutamate would be the common one for that.
Right. OK. Now, we've got the next test here. Now, this is something that you do in the Sensory Lab, isn't it?
Correct.
It's almost like a precursor before people can become a tester.
Correct.
They have to pass this.
That's right. And these are the sweet, sour, salt materials at a threshold level. So roughly half of the people will taste that and half of the people won't taste them.
Oh, really? So this is like a benchmark qualification. If people can sense these, that's the first stage. They can come to the Sensory Lab.
That's the selection that we would do in the Sensory Lab.
OK, well, Mary, come on down, because we're going to get you to taste these different tastes here. And Ray, well, in fact, why don't we start with this one over here? Yeah, start with that and have a quick head of that and tell me what your thoughts are in terms of taste. How does,
I can't taste anything, actually.
Okay, all right. Well, Ray, that's interesting. That's fine. Let's keep going. We'll go to the next one there. So
this one here?
Yeah, have a go there.
Again, nothing.
Nothing? Yeah. Okay, well, let's
Maybe
keep going around. I'm
taste
sorry,
buds.
I'm getting a bit... Let's have a... I'm going to have a go here. Oh, ditch water. A bit muddy. Ugh. No, that's not...
They taste the same
they're
to
nothing.
me.
What are they? What are these two?
That one is sugar.
Really?
Yes. And
Taste anything.
that one is caffeine.
Right, so that would be bitter?
That would be bitter. That
And
would be sweet,
both Mary
that
and
would be
I
bitter.
cannot sense these at all.
That's
I mean,
fine.
they're not...
As I said to you, that half people will taste this and half the people won't.
Come on, Mary, after you.
It's
you
a
get going.
very borderline test.
Oh, that's definitely sour.
That's
I could
citric
taste
acid.
that.
That is
Okay,
sour.
let me try that one as well, and I'll get you to have another go there. Yeah, lemony. Acid.
Citric acid.
Definitely got some
It
acid.
tastes salty.
Salty,
Well done.
you've got salt there. Maybe I should have a go as well. Just to,
That's
so
the
see,
salty
we're
one.
pretty much similar. So,
Definitely salty.
so is it common that some people sense different tastes and other
Yes.
people don't?
We're all different, and that's the whole purpose of making food. It's what makes it very difficult, because nobody is doing the same thing.
But there's a whole lot more going on than just simply the 5 key tastes when it comes to if I like something to eat, because it's not just taste, is it?
Correct. No,
What
it
else is happening?
Two parts. Taste, which is what we perceive in our mouth, and then there's the flavour and the aroma of foods, which are perceived in your nose. So it's either by smelling the food before it goes in your mouth, through this part of your nose, or when you put it into your mouth, it evaporates up the back of your mouth and through the back of your nose, and you've got 347 taste, aroma, olfactory nerves in your nose, and those are the components that you perceive flavours. So if you've got a cold or you block your nose, food doesn't taste very nice.
Right,
It's
so
relatively
if
bland.
you block your nose and chewed an onion or a potato, you actually wouldn't really be able to tell the difference, is
No,
what you're
it's
saying.
just tastes. There's no flavour to it.
Now, you've got another final test here, and I'm going to be the guinea pig here, and I know you're going to use caffeine. I know that's one part of it. What are we going to do here? This is
Right.
just to sort of illustrate this
Yeah,
point,
well, you
isn't
want
it?
to try the caffeine.
I tried that before, didn't I?
You tried
And
that
this
one
is
before.
meant to be bitter.
That's meant to be bitter. That's a good cup of coffee, that one.
So that's an espresso there. If I went down to the local coffee shop and said, hey, give me an espresso.
That's right.
And that tastes of water. It's a bit muddyish. I wouldn't pay a couple of bucks for it.
No.
In fact, no, but I...
Add that into it.
Now that's coffee.
Yes, that's coffee. So you're perceiving the coffee as a smell. The taste of the coffee would be through the caffeine that's predominantly in the coffee.
Yeah, so it's the combination of the flavour, and then that actually drives a lot more of the way that I think that I'm sensing my foods.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ray. Ray Winger from Massey University. Well, how are the furniture builders going? And guys, no pressure, but you haven't got too long to go. With only 10 minutes to go, it looks like planning might have paid off. The blue team have nearly caught up. Meanwhile, orange are slowing. There's loads of extra pieces, and they've succumbed to reading the instructions. OK, after a short break, we start the cheap life. Meet the suburban family who are about to radically change their lives. Welcome back. You're using as directed. Now, we're having a go at assembling flat pack furniture, one of the challenges of living in a modern world. So how hard can it be? Well, let's find out, and I'm going to go over to the blue team. How are you guys coping here? We've got some action, though, haven't we? We've got doors going
working on the doors at the moment.
Actually, Felicia, can you just stop there a second? Look at you. You're a bit red in the face. OK, look, get going. You've only got, I think, 4.5, 5 minutes, so not too long to go. But hold on, what's happening with orange? They're just managing to hold it together, and they haven't even got past the basic frame. With not long to go, it's going to be tight. Now to a regular users-directed feature, the cheap life. We've recruited an average suburban family to see how much money we can save them. And we're not just talking about the obvious stuff like cutting out the odd latte. No, we're getting more extreme and putting them through a cost-cutting boot camp under the watchful eye of Justin Newcombe. Now, Justin may be the most frugal person in New Zealand, and he's our cheap life coach. In deepest suburban Auckland, there's a family that's truly living the cheap life. Justin Newcombe is a landscape gardener by trade, and he wants to spread the message that a cheap life is also a good life. Justin keeps chickens. He also keeps bees.
Being stung by bees, the pain gets less and less.
And he's traded his back lawn for a productive veggie garden.
Carrots. Excellent. The first of the new season's carrots.
But that's just the start of it. Frugal is his middle name.
So to save power, we will do things like we'll boil a jug and any extra water we put into a thermos. And later on we'll use that to wash the dishes. These things become a bit of a habit. You know, once you get into the habit of it, it's less of a chore and just becomes a lifestyle. We try and use the stored heat in the oven as much as possible, so we'll turn it up and then we'll turn it off. And we'll maybe leave the casserole or the pizza or the cake or whatever in there. And it might take a bit longer, but we use like a quarter of the electricity that we would normally have by having it on the full temperature the whole time.
He's found a way to live cheaply on a normal suburban section. Apart from mortgage payments, his family lives on just $300 a week. His veggie garden alone saves him $50 a week.
Families can definitely save money by growing their own vegetables, and don't forget you get the other benefits, which are all the exercise and being outside, and so there's a lot of social benefits, and actually it's terrific for your relationships.
And then there's those happy hens.
You can use them obviously to get eggs, they fertilise, they're amazing companions, they're really terrific addition to any garden, and they really bring a whole extra piece of life to the garden, which is really nice also. We have 5 chickens and there's 4 people in the house, so on average we get 4 eggs a day. I found bees to be really easy to have actually, and they're really fascinating, but really simple to look after. We live close to the motorway, so we've given our honey the special name of Motorway Multiflora.
It works for Justin, but can the cheap life be taught? Meet the Owens family.
The grocery bill is just ginormous. We have very hungry children.
Dad and Emma Rose spend most of the money. Emma Rose gets it, spends it within a day at the dairy.
I would buy probably clothes and lollies.
And Dad just constantly buys stuff off Trade Me.
Spending money in the house, in my situation, probably on stuff I shouldn't really spend it on, but those are the luxuries of life.
The family don't seem to understand it that well. They go, just put the card in the wall, that'll give you money.
Well, they're keen to save money, but just a few bad habits getting in the way.
All right, you guys, it's time to tighten the money belt. Hey, stop throwing money away and let's start doing some savings.
So we're going to see if Justin can turn them from spenders to savers in our regular series, The Cheap Life.
Well, you just have to accept what's in front of you. You have to say, well, we haven't got petrol, we'll walk and enjoy it. You have to say, we haven't got a lot of food in the house, we'll grow it and enjoy it. You have to be resourceful, but it brings the family together and it really helps, just really helps. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience for the whole family.
Well, no one said it would be easy. The cheap life continues in our next show. OK, back to the flat pack furniture test. I can hear hammers banging. It's a sort of modern-day Rubik's Cube, and let's see how the teams are getting on. Let's go to blue. Oh, yeah, that's actually a shelf unit of such. Well done. OK, so doors to go on here.
Yep.
Not long to go.
That one's wrong.
How do you know?
Because I can see
Over here, David and Rowena. Oh, let's get the thing up. Come on, I want to see it in all its beauty. OK, here we go, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep working, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. OK, tools down, ladies and gentlemen, please. OK, now I'm going to have to ask David and Rowena, you're going to have to put your unit up because I can't really make a proper assessment from this angle. So get it up, face it out, let's see how you've done. And turn it round if you wouldn't mind. Not look. Oh, the back's looking a bit flimsy there. Now let's go over here. Now, have you? Okay, I'm just going to come over here and have a look. Okay, so basically we have the basic form up. There's a few gaps here. This is letting you down a bit here, this back.
Yeah.
Okay, I think bit of an Achilles heel. We have a door on. Yeah, we have a door and a functioning door. It does go in a bit over, doesn't it? So we've got a bit of sort of an overlay there. But actually, no, pretty good job there. And I'm going to go over here to the blue team. Yeah, a couple of shelves missing there, though. I just suddenly... OK, let's have a look over here, guys. Now, you guys have been the quiet sort of workers.
Yep.
You've got all the shelves in. Haven't got a door on, but I've got to say, when I look at the gaps, I look at the back, there's a bit of... At least it's all one unit. I think with all the shelves... Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. It's a bit of a photo finish here. Oh, look, no. Oh, no. I'm afraid it's blue, so, hey, well done,
Thanks,
guys.
mate.
Yeah, no, great. And feel free, take it down, take it home, have some fun tonight together.
We will.
What's your opinion now on flat pack? I mean, is it something...
No, I think I'd rather buy it assembled and they can bring it over. I'm not going to do it.
But,
it's quite fun to do it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
I'll
really
take it home with me.
Then it can
and
be
do it
your
again.
hobby.
Probably on my own, but...
Hey, that's us. Thanks for coming along for the ride. And from me and the rest of the team here at Use As Directed, keep reading those labels. And if you've got any questions, then why not drop us a line? You can email us. That address is useasdirected@tvnz.co.nz. You can also drop into the website, and that address is tvnz.co.nz/useasdirected. We've got a video archive, so you can watch stuff again. And you can follow us on Twitter, and that feed is Use As. So follow us on Twitter, and the feed is Use As. Hey, bye for now. Well, no, guys, it was really, really good. Well done, I've got to say. You gave it your all.
Next time on Users Directed, cars. Everything from how to avoid buying a lemon to a virtual race car that puts you in a Formula One driving seat for under $4,000. We meet a woman teaching women to love what's under the bonnet. Plus, what's better, a $500 GPS or a good old map? Old school versus new school.